Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Graces F. Last time we got to this screen and boy was it a trial and a tribulation. Now, we're going to see the epilogue. Come with me guys. Gaining titles on the last fight. I mean, at the same time, it's programming the game. The game doesn't really know this is the last battle, but still. I agree with that. Somebody mentioned in the comments, it's really weird that Lambda and Fodra, or Lambda and Queen, don't actually seem to know each other.
She'll regain all her strength.
Lambda, now!
Lambda.
Yeah, poor Sylvie.
Here we go!
I'm still just... Aw. Poor Queen. Alright, so the big question, what happens to Asbel? What is the result of all that Ela flowing through his body, even if he is dormant?
Where are we?
Well, you're still at the core, apparently.
Welcome. We are inside Fodra's consciousness.
Oh, it's Fodra's Lambda. Oh no, it's actually Lambda.
Bell?
No, I am Lambda.
Where's Asbel?
At
Yeah, both his eyes.
Fodra's haste. No need to rush to conclusions. He is still alive. Unfortunately, even with my ability, I was unable to absorb all of Fodra.
Well, good. That means that Queen isn't completely dead.
However, it did not end in failure. I was able to capture her heart, the part of her overrun by hate.
Well, that's interesting. There's actually parts of the core?
Should now return to normal, and in time regain its composure. Considering the way things ended, it may have been Fodra's own will to protect what precious
That wouldn't surprise me.
remains here.
Because it's kind of a wasteland up there.
For now, I think it's best if I try to speak with her.
Who?
With the heart of Fodra, her animosity continues to swirl within me. I hope to understand her hatred, to melt it away, and eventually change it into...
Is Asbel going to have two consciousness, like, inside him?
Who knows how long...
He's running out of eyes.
This could last a century or two, but we have the luxury of time.
That's so long. Does that mean that you will be alone all that time?
I no longer consider myself alone in this world.
Aww.
A friend who can live forever.
Me?
Watch over me as time goes by, Protos Haste. Please, watch over my progress.
That is... Actually, now both of them have a hard time.
Together with Fodra.
Because they were designed to kill each other, basically.
In that dream, I hope that eventually we may form a kind of common understanding. Just as this man did for me. When we finally wake up, I think I would like to accompany her on a long journey and see the world.
Well, you've certainly seen it with me. Two of us go as a fabulous world
Time has
tour.
come. I shall return Asbel to you.
Oh, he drowned. I was gonna say I like how Lambda grew. I don't know how well the characterization actually was. You never actually saw him grow. The entire time we knew him, it was sort of animosity. But at the same time,
With Fodra.
you kind of had to in order for the ending to be
That's what I heard.
unknown. Nope.
Asbel, are you okay?
Lambda's still in there, Asbel.
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe that's just an after effect.
Why are you crying?
From this point on, I must fight alone, all by myself, against the humans that would destroy us.
Aww.
You don't have to fight anymore. Everyone here understands just how you feel. Please believe me, your dream will live on. It will be treasured and passed down among their children. Come with me and we can watch over them. You and I together.
Together. I think I'm out of time now.
I was wondering, I was like,
Take what's left of me,
but there's still Elith there. You could absorb some.
please.
The core didn't shut down.
Take my feelings and my hopes for this world.
Well, that would be kind of, I don't know, if we just end up with like a walking menagerie of all the bosses that we fought that are with us now. It starts to get a little weird.
Little Queen.
Yeah, does she have an actual name? Little Queen is what the humans called her. Although yeah, Sophie didn't have a name, Protos Haze is not a good name for her. Although I also like Tiger Festival. Whoa, hello.
Sophie,
Hey, Sophie finally grew up.
you're crying.
The little queen gave me all of her tears.
Well, now it's going to be awkward if
Let's come and see it
Asbel still calls her his daughter when they're basically the same age now.
together.
I don't know. It may just be the hair changed.
Everyone, let's go home. To Aphinia.
Pascal, are you sure you want to be dropped off here?
Heck yeah! I want some time to take a look around the city.
See what your inventions actually did?
To investigate and see how the new Valkanist system is working. Is that correct?
Uh-huh, you got it. It would be totally irresponsible not to follow up.
I know we take it for granted, but Pascal is really amazing.
That's right, and don't you forget it. Keep those compliments coming.
Ahem. Aren't you forgetting something, little sister? Huh?
Oria, you came to see me.
See you? I could smell you from a mile away. How many days has it been since your last...
Hey, actually, no. She just took one, I swear.
I kind of forgot. No, I give
Though granted, she did fight a... Well, actually, she didn't even fight.
after you anymore. Anyone want to take a stray cat off my hands?
Hey, let me go!
Sorry, but I am more of a dog person, actually.
Meow.
Better scrub her down, just like you would a stray cat.
Hubert, do you do anything for yourself?
Meow. Go easy on me, okay? Meow.
Aww.
You don't need my help to take a bath.
She totally does. Have you not met her?
Little bro, you're scarier than Fourier.
Stop calling me that. My name is Hubert. Can't you remember that?
Okay. Hey, I know. I'll call you Hugh.
Hugh?
You're a color, Hubert!
Okay, guys, I gotta run. See you later, Hugh.
This is goodbye from me, too.
Thank you for everything, Captain Malik. You too, Pascal.
Goodbye, everyone.
Until then.
Yeah, where are you going, Hugh?
Bye, guys. See you around.
It takes a lot of energy to tame a stray cat. So hang in there.
What? Did you just give him booze? What is that? Oh no, that's the communicator. It would have been great if he just gave him like a flask.
See you around.
Don't
Yeah, poor
forget to
Strata
say
didn't
hi,
really
Lois.
get too much in terms of party
I'd love to
members.
see you. Don't worry. Besides, I'm sure I'll be back for your wedding. What? Don't tell me that. You still haven't talked to the poor girl. Like you're one to talk. At least I tried to talk to her. She just didn't really get what I said.
That's true.
Then it's no different.
Those two are so much alike, in the strangest of ways.
How are they alike?
Don't worry, you'll understand someday.
They both think they know what they're doing and ignore the fact they don't have a clue. In that sense, actually, I'm going to say that Asbel is
Has been
probably
valuable to us. However,
more true to himself, because he acknowledges what he doesn't know.
sight of your own happiness. It would be most tragic if an angel of joy, such as yourself, decided to abandon her own contentment. And besides, your happiness is Sophie and Asbel's happiness as well.
Thank you, Richard.
I just wouldn't feel right if I moved on and left you behind. I don't know. You kind of sound like a sore loser. Tell her how you feel. If you don't want to end up being a total loser.
Brofist. They've never done that the whole game. I mean, it seems weird
I think
because
that's
they've
my
never
cue.
done that before.
Bye-bye, Hubert.
Thank goodness you're safe, my lord.
I apologize for making you worry.
Yep, there's your Valkanus.
This latest excursion reminded me all the more of how precious peace is. I want to build a
I'm
future
still amazed that you got to be king and no one said anything when you almost destroyed the world. I mean,
more than enough
I can't imagine the common person was just like, oh, you're possessed? Yeah, fine.
but
You're a
I
good
still
guy.
have much to learn before I make that dream a reality. When peace is restored,
I don't know, it seems pretty peaceful.
I'd like to
How is
see
it not restored? All the nations are working together.
Asbel, Sophie, when that time comes, will you accompany me on that journey?
Of course.
Sure. You know it. Whenever you're ready, we can all meet once again at Lawn Hill.
Okay. All right, I must be off. Thank you for everything.
Good lord, Sophie's hair goes on forever.
Well, I suppose I should get back to my relief work.
Oh. Yeah, right. Good luck out there.
Asbel, don't be an idiot.
Well, bye.
What really folk is there to do at this point? I really don't get it.
What about your promise?
Sharia. I know I'm always really bad with words, but please, if it's okay with you, I want you to come live with me.
Take care of my flowers.
I know you have a lot of things to do, so I won't ask you to come back immediately. I'll be the one, waiting for you to come back home this time. Sophie and I will wait, for as long as it takes. All right?
Oh, she's not going anywhere.
Belle. Sharia, last night, I had the strangest dream. I was playing with a child that looked a lot like both of you. And after a while, I finally figured out who he was. He was you and Asbel's great-great-grandson.
Tell me, Sophie, would you be happy if that dream came true?
Will it come true?
Well, it just might.
I would be so happy if that really came true.
Weirdest proposal ever.
That's good.
But technically, Asbel didn't even propose to her. He's just like, yeah, you know, you want to shack up?
Sophie, When I come home, I'm gonna make you all of your favorite foods. But
We did cook a lot of stuff.
I promise to eat everything up. Deal?
Eventually. You make a 17-course meal, I may not be able to get through it. Why is Sophie the one having to teach you guys how to have a relationship? I mean, come on. I get that Malik and Richard are better at this than you guys, but Sophie is even better at it? Good lord. She was the other clueless one the whole game. Alright. So that's it, guys. That is the future arc of Tales of Graces. That is the bonus content that came with the PS3 release. And yeah, I've got to say, really, the future arc did not disappoint, but my general feelings about Tales of Graces are the same as they were whenever I beat Lambda. For those of you that maybe have jumped to the end or just watched the future arc or whatever, what my feelings of Graces are is that Graces is a really, really interesting game. The characterization is really, really well done. I really enjoy watching the story unfold, and it has fantastic pacing. The pacing is much better than Tales of the Abyss. Tales of the Abyss, I always had an issue, and for those of you wondering, I'm comparing Tales of the Abyss because this is my second Tales game ever. So of course I'm going to compare it to the first one. Tales of the Abyss had some pacing issues in that you had to get through like a third of the story before the story really, really started to get interesting. The first third of Tales of the Abyss was just boring, whereas I never had a problem playing Graces. But at the same time, I've got to say that Graces never really delivered narratively. It was well done, I enjoyed it, but it was like watching, just going out and watching a movie that's a pretty cliche movie, doesn't take any risks. A movie like Gladiator, let's say. Gladiator was a great movie. Oh my gosh, I don't want to see that. Gladiator was a really, really good movie, but there was nothing in it. Was just executed well. The plot wasn't amazing or surprising, and that's kind of the same way I feel about Graces. You could see all of the plot points coming. Graces never really surprised you. There weren't moments where oh man, that's great. There weren't moments where I was like, oh wow, that's really awesome and interesting. Whereas with Abyss, there certainly were moments where I didn't expect where the plot was going, and seeing the game play out was just absolutely incredibly interesting. So, kind of my summation is going to be this. And I believe this is intentional. Graces is a great game to introduce you to the Tales series. And being it's the first game on the PS3, I absolutely think Namco Bandai was planning on that. It is not the strongest Tales game. Abyss is certainly stronger and has more to say and is more of an interesting game to go through. But, it's one of those... I feel about it similar to the way I felt about Persona 3 and Persona 4. I always thought Persona 3 had more to say and was a more daring game, and it was really a deeper and more meaningful experience. But the presentation of 4 was so much better. And I kind of feel the same way about this. Tales of, the Abyss had a lot of problems and a lot of hiccups in the way it, went through its storyline, whereas Graces was consistently good the entire way. I never felt like it was a chore to play Abyss, or a chore to play Graces, where sometimes I was like, oh, I gotta play Abyss. Granted, only at the very beginning, where the plot was seemingly going nowhere. But yeah, I like Graces a lot. I'm very, very glad I got to play it. And here we are, back where we made our friendship pact. I also think that the thing they did at the end with, Lambda working with Fodra to try and, get Fodra more accepting of humans again, but saying it might take several centuries was genius. Because it would be too much of a stretch to say that, Fodra just was like, oh, humans are cool! But at the same time, they wanted to leave you with an expectation that it will get done.
Forever.
I really like the way they did that.
Once there was a young boy who discovered a lost seed. He planted it in his yard, and he took care of it every day. Over
I remember
time,
seeing this
the
before.
lost seed
Was this at the very beginning of the game? I can't
blossomed
remember.
into a beautiful flower. What do you think happened to the seed after that? It turned into a bright, shining star that watched over everyone. This was its way of thanking the boy who had been so very kind to it. Which star was it?
Aw, Lambda.
Well, it's the one we all know best. Our favorite star of all.
So yeah, Sophie and Lambda basically hang out together forever. Or Lambda and Queen. I kind of wonder, how does she identify herself? And I don't have an answer to that. Alright. So, that is it. That is it for Tales of Graces F. As many of you have probably guessed, no, I'm not doing the Void Sphere Zone, whatever that is. Just because, I'll be honest, guys, the combat in this game was incredible, but I've never liked games for their combat systems. Combat is the gameplay element, but I'm always in it for the plot. And having looked at the Void Sphere, I'm not that interested in going to see it, and I've got other things that I've got to do. I've got other games to get to. So, sorry about that, but I'm an optional dungeon I've never done. I didn't go fight Elizabeth. I didn't go fight Margaret. I didn't go to the after-game dungeon in Atelier Iris. I've never been interested in that, and I'm still not. And I'm not going to force myself to go do some extensive battle-hungry dungeon just because people want to see it. Sorry, I'm going to play the games that I want to play. Second thing, though, a whole lot of people, I've always noticed, whenever they finish a game, they'll have a little contest on their page where they will give away a signed copy of the game they played. Woo! I've always thought that was silly, because anyone that's made it this far and watched all of this has pretty well already played the game, most likely. I'm sure there might be a few of you that have never played it, or, just the plot wasn't all that interesting, so you gave up on it, and you've just been watching it for the fact that I'm playing it, my commentary, by which you're awesome. But, for the most part, I'm sure the majority of you have already played this entire game. So I don't want to give away a copy of a game that you already have. Plus, I got it on PSN, so I'd have to send you my PS3, and that ain't happening. So, what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for a Tales of Graces F piece of art. What art? Well, look at the screen. Recently, I have been taking some video game pieces of art and hanging them around my apartment just because, at this point, one of my huge hobbies is playing games, and I feel like that should be represented. I feel like, I don't want to hide that part of myself. So I've been including it in my normal life. You can see pictures of that here. I only have 3 of them so far. I couldn't really get a picture of the third because it's at an awkward place and there's not a real good way to take it. But I'm going to give away wall scrolls similar to these. Only Tales of Graces F. Which wall scroll will I give away? Well, that depends on the winner. I've found several of them, which I'm now displaying, and whoever happens to win the giveaway can pick whichever one they want. Or they can give me their own piece of art. If you choose to get your very own piece of art, or you go out and you find a picture and say, hey, make a wall scroll of this, I'll do it. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, the price is the same no matter what art I submit, and I'll be glad to do that. However, I should mention, number one, make sure you get something that is high definition quality. You know, these wall scrolls are like 2 feet. I want to say they're about 2 feet wide by like up to about 4 feet long. You know, they're pretty big guys. You know, you don't want to get a small picture or it's going to look terrible. Similarly, don't get anything with too many details, because I do have one I can't take a picture of, but it's an incredibly busy scene, and it looks okay, but the other two I'm showing here work a lot better. They're just crisp and clean and good. So, how do you win the wall scroll? Well, comment on this video. Just let me know what your favorite moment of Tales Graces F or your favorite moment of the Let's Play was. As your reward for sticking around to the end of the episode, you will be entered in the finger quote drawing. Although I'm not going to be drawing anything, I'm just going to be using a randomizer. But whoever's favorite comment gets picked, I will go ahead and contact them through a private message on YouTube, ask what they want, and obviously you'll need to give me an address I can send it to. Duh. And yeah, we'll get it out to you. So, I hope you enjoy it. It's just something I can kind of give back to you guys for watching me all this time, and hopefully it's something that you'll enjoy. If you want it signed, I can absolutely, well, finger quote sign it. I'll really just edit the image and put whatever signature is on top of it, because it's going to be sent straight from the printer to you. But we'll go ahead and get one that has my signature on it, if you want it. If you don't want it, hey, it's your picture, do what you want. Or your poster, do what you want. Or your wall scroll, do what you want. Whatever terminology you want to use. So, that's going to be it for Tales of Graces F this Friday. I believe that's the 21st. We will be starting my next Let's Play, which will be Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. So look forward to that. And then, of course, because I have had some comments about it, once Xenoblade Chronicles is back, I'm back on the PS3, and I'm going to be playing Tales of Symphonia High Definition re-release. So that will be cool. After I finish Symphonia, we're back to another vote. So that's where we stand, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next Let's Play.